The Sandero Land Rover. Give me the rundown. With prices starting at less than £8,000, the most recent Dacia Sandero was the most cheap new car available in the UK when it was originally introduced. In the present day, it has been discovered that the entry-level Sandero has been supplanted by the Citroën ME, or the Kia Picanto, depending on your definition of a car. At £12,500, the Sandero is now pricey. Symbolic of the era? Very probably. But this doesn't change the fact that the humble Sandero is cheaper than the top-selling superminis in the UK, the Ford Fiesta and the Vauxhall Corsa. When looking at the premium prices, it seems that none of these cars offers much extra space for your money. For what reason has Dacia achieved that? Constructing an inexpensive vehicle is not daunting. Taking shortcuts is all that is required. Get the most basic things done. Build the control panel out of polystyrene. If other manufacturers have stopped making an engine or platform, you can ask around, borrow it, or even steal it. You should buy pre-made media players and data storage devices and pay the creator an exposure. In most cases, the results are less than satisfactory. However, Dacia seems to have neglected to perform all of those things. The all-new Sandero shares its basis with the latest Renault Clio and Nissan Juke models, so that's something to keep in mind. The new engines it uses are efficient and meet the strictest pollution standards imposed by the European Union. Furthermore, a 6-speed gearbox is standard on most versions. It looks classy, and the inside can hold 5 people in their bags with plenty of room to spare. The Sandero, whom we loved very much, seemed and felt cheap as it departed. The newest one, to put it plainly, does not. In any case, it's not nearly enough. I find it quite confusing. How much of it does anyone really buy? No one buys the cheapest Sandero, that much is obvious. Because it is, well, no longer for sale, you might assume that the entry-level access model's percentage of sold Sanderos is substantially lower than 1%. The Expression Edition is the most costly version of the Sandero. It costs £14,795 and serves as the foundation for the Essential model, which is presently priced at £13,795. Essential is the new entry-level model. You can buy every single piece of available technology for that price, including cruise control, keyless entry, climate control, parking camera, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. How about the one that Stepway made? A few extra bucks will get you the Sandero Stepway. Prices range from around £17,000 for the most costly vehicle model to a starting price of £15,295 for the base Sandero, a huge disparity between the two. The pseudo-crossover type, which has an extra 174mm of ground clearance and an apparently more rugged body, is responsible for 60% of Sandero sales in the UK. The new Sandero is physically similar to its predecessor in most respects. It is slightly bigger than a Ford Fiesta, with measurements of 4,088mm in length, 1,848mm in width, and 1,499mm in height. Dacia made some little changes to the car in June of 2022. Beyond that, there wasn't much of an update beyond a new logo, paint colors, and grille style. Mechanically speaking, they are identical. A decision has been made. Does not make any promises that it is unable to keep, and it absolutely nails the brief that Dacia set for it: straightforward, roomy motoring at a price that is inexpensive per pound. With additional refinement added now, the Dacia Sandero has maintained its ridiculously low price tag for the whole duration of anyone's memory. Furthermore, this remains true despite the fact that the car market is being subjected to relentless pressure from global market forces. It does more than Dacia had hoped for, which was to supply simple, spacious mobility for less than £1, and it makes no promises it cannot keep. The space and size of a Supermini are typical of vehicles purchased for use in suburban areas. This new model is a huge upgrade over its predecessor thanks to its spacious interior, modern electronics, and respectable driving qualities, as well as its more refined exterior and interior designs. Keep in mind that it won't be as funny as a Ford Fiesta, but that shouldn't be a deal breaker. It is not a driver's vehicle, and it certainly doesn't advertise itself as one. No muss or fuss is required to get you where you're going, and you'll be perfectly at ease doing it. Because it is dull, you could say that's a compliment. Those who are completely uninterested in cars should definitely get this piece of equipment. And if cars are important to you but ultimately lead you to buy something else, you should be happy that simple, affordable cars like the Sandero are still on the market. With almost 2 million units sold since 2017, the Sandero has far surpassed all other European cars in terms of popularity among retail buyers. The new one proves that it rightfully deserves to be at the top of the sales lists.